catching up with some of our Wissota Auto Racing competitors, promoters, fans, workers, vendors, everybody we can find here at PRI Trade Show 2023. We are in the Wissota Auto Racing booth. We've caught up with Jamestown, North Dakota's Scott Bintz. You're the first one of the trade show here that we're going to talk to. Easy, quick first welcome, and how's it going so far?
Good. Well, in racing, they say if you're not first, you're last. So I'm happy to be first for a change. So that doesn't happen much anymore.
Talk about that. That's perfect. This is exactly why I wanted you to be first. Is I wanted to kick this off this way. You do a lot of things. You're a racer. You're a vendor here at the booth. You're a sponsor of a lot of things. You're so involved more than just racing your race car. But racing your race car is important. And you raced about 50 times this year, this 2023 season. How did the season go?
It went pretty good. We goose-egged it, I think, on the wins. Well, I think we got a couple of hot Carl B-main wins in there. But, no, it was good. I mean, I think raced a little bit in the street, mainly raced the Midwest Mod. It was a fun time. We did our Rebel Tour again. Kind of raced when we wanted, where we wanted, so that was fun. And, of course, we're doing at Shocker Hitch, we're, growing that company. And so been busy learning how to build air hitches faster and more efficiently and innovation. And then it was a good year. I mean, the team gets a little disappointed if you don't win sometimes, but I felt like, we got a new car to us and took us half the season to move in the right direction, and at the end, I think the last month and a half, we moved up all the races, so it's good all in all. So,
well, and here's the thing, like a guy like you, we talked about it before we started this, you're going to start in January, so you race like an X-Mod type car at Votto and at Casa Grande, and then you go into the Wissota Midwest Mods. You can run an IMCA mod with that car pretty much with a few changes. You got your street stock, so it's not like you're a guy that just focuses on one race car at Jamestown where you live. You're kind of all over the place, different classes, different racetracks. It is hard to get consistent and win a bunch of races when you're doing that sometimes, right?
Yeah. It'd probably be better if I just was 100% Wissota, one class, etc. But it's exciting. We got somehow they decided to give the token redhead invite to the dome race. So we took a old B mod and beefed up the motor. So we'll be going to that next weekend, and then get a race Votto again for the Wild West Shootout. Which, of course, at one time, 2 years in a row, we were the champion. And, of course, it's never been like that since. But there's hope for that'll happen again. And then, rumor has it that Wissota has a track. They're signing up in late January in Arizona. No, just kidding. But there's at the race at Casa Grande. And also to dispel some rumors, Don Shaw is not having me drive a late model in Arizona. That's just rumor. He might have someone better than me drive one of his cars, but it's definitely not me. At one time I was lied to, and people said driving a late model is like a really hooked up B mod, which is just BS.
I feel like that's not true.
It's just not true. They're faster, there's more car, there's more suspension, big noses. Anyway, but yeah, we're fortunate to be able to race down south. Fortunate to come to this PRI show. It's been a lot of fun. Day one, and there's so much to see. And but yeah, I think I'm definitely racing over my head at the dome race. But I'm excited to go. And Drew's Thursday, which usually the track is smooth Thursday, because when I went last year and watched, I thought. And it was slow and smooth on Thursday. I thought, boy, I could do this. Well, by Friday, it's getting bouncier. And then by Saturday, it's cowboy time. And so anyway, it'll be fun.
Yeah, you got a lot going on. I want to talk about the Rebel Tour as well before I let you go here. But let's talk Shocker Hitch for a minute. Your booth is set up right there behind us. I know it's day one and it's early in the day. But talk a little bit about how that came to be, how your involvement came to be with it, and where it is from when you got involved to now.
Wow. So Bob Sagan, the founder of it, just came to me one day and said, hey, I think you should buy my company. And we started talking. He wanted to retire. I've always liked the idea of I kind of always wanted to manufacture. When Real Truck days, when I owned Real Truck, we sold other people's stuff, but we never really made anything that was our own. And then after I sold, I kind of dabbled. I made some race. People still hit me up for my shock racks and throttle adjusters that WSOTA outlawed, and all of those. Probably, like all the accessories we had were like cool, unneeded for racing accessories. But so anyway, and he had some really good products. He just hadn't really marketed them around the country, and so we kind of got hooked up. And it was, Bob had about 50 dealers. I think we're at 600 dealers now. And of course, we also offer them online. We've expanded the product line, so we essentially have a air ride towing solution for all categories of market. So whether it's a camper, whether it's a race trailer, whether it's equipment trailer, gooseneck, fifth wheel. And so we got into the Loom this year. We have a Loom air bumper hitch, and then we have a super cool new product coming out in March for the air ride fifth wheel pin box. So that'll be really cool to see that come to life, and so that's been fun. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, believe it or not. I mean, it's a lot easier. I realize this is a statement maybe you don't hear. It's a lot easier to sell things online. I get a lot of kudos for Real Truck, because it went from the basement to where it was when I sold it. But it's easier to sell other people's stuff than it is. It's very hard to get 1,000 little things assembled and into boxes, in the right boxes, and out the door, and then also do it efficiently. So, we got some cobot welders and kind of learning that, and we do our own powder coating now. And so that's kind of cool, where I got cool race car bumpers now. It comes in handy. Shocker Hitch Red is what we're running at the Dome for the bumpers. So anyway, that's probably more than you wanted to know. But it's been fun, and Bob is retired, but he does help out with some of the innovation. So, and then, of course, building a team. And I bought the old Real Truck building in Jamestown, so we're there. We also still do a little bit in Arthur. And then, so we're growing. And a friend of mine that owns Putco has been manufacturing for years and years and years. I'm kind of teaching him about e-commerce, so Putco.com, plug. And he's teaching me a little bit about how to manufacture, because he does everything from selling to the OEs, the Ford and GM and Dodge, to the aftermarket, to et cetera. So it's been kind of nice learning in that too. So, and I've learned a lot about just, I've been a race car driver. I've been fascinated that people can build them and set them up, and the suspension and all that. Just never really knew the kind of equipment you need to make them and so forth. So it's kind of cool learning that.
And I bet it's really cool. I mean, Bob Sagan's a name that's been around forever. A lot of wins, very, very solid history in his racing career. So to listen to his stories and learn a little bit from him and work with him, I bet it's pretty cool too.
Yeah, I mean, he's a one-of-a-kind guy. When I do get to travel with Bob, at least in the racing, everybody knows him, and everybody says something nice about him, which I wish people... That was my story, but it's probably not. I probably offended a few people over the years. I'm getting better only, but anyway, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and he's definitely got some hilarious stories.
For sure, for sure. Let's talk about the Rebel Tour quick, and then I want to talk about 2024 for a minute, and we'll let you get back to work here. Rebel Tour came on the scene several years ago. This is, year 3 or maybe even 4 of it, and well needed. Like, something like that was needed for the Midwest Mods in the first place. But to put something like that together, and I know you had Benji and some other people helping with the maybe logistics of it, but for you as a racer at that point to get involved in a kind of the behind the scenes putting a tour together, how eye-opening was that?
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm excited that we have the tour, but it's a lot of work, and there's a lot of things that I just didn't know about track promotion and trying to put it all together with different things and scheduling and so on and so forth. It's been a lot of fun, because you get, if we bring the tour to that track, I mean, it's biased, but it's the best racing they're going to have in the Midwest Mods for the year. A lot of cars that aren't there, they find new lines, and it's a fun time. But there's also, like I said, sometimes I'm a little disappointed where you'll have another track that maybe doesn't want to lose any drivers that night but I look at it that, you tend to see some of the, the drivers are looking for a new challenge rather than winning the track championship for the 10th year in a row. Those are the guys that come, and along with rookies and people who like traveling. And so it's been fun, but there's definitely more things to promoting and than what I realized. And keeping people happy, sometimes I'm disappointed when racers complain or something, but you can't keep everybody happy. You got to make decisions. And but the kudos definitely goes to Benji and his team. I always say I'm more of the mascot than I am anything else. But it's good. I like tour. Whether it's the Street Stock tour, whether it's the Challenge Series tour, whether it's that Moonshine Mod tour. It mixes up the racers a little bit, where local tracks get to see drivers that maybe they would only see at the 100.
And then here's what it does. Those guys, if they have fun, go back to those tracks every once in a while, right?
Right, yeah. They definitely go back to those tracks. And, so, yeah, it's a lot of fun. And sometimes, the tracks also want, with the Rebel Tour, you get more tracks that want to host it than what we can really, like, how big do you want a tour and the manageability, because you got to buy watermelons for it, you got to show up, you got to get cars there, you got to coordinate with schedules, it can't be too big because it's taking up someone's season, because it's not like a challenge series, but it's got to be, initially I always wanted to just do it like 6 nights in a row and be done, but like the Dakota Mod Tour, but that's really hard to do because, if you're a Friday or Saturday night track, you don't want your the regulars to take a night off. And it's hard to want to run on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night because you got to fill the stands and keep the heat on or pay the bills, And so it is what it is, but we do the best we can, and hopefully we'll put her together again this next year. And I keep dropping one spot in the rankings, so I don't know if that's age, but it was good to see someone from Minnesota won this year. Lucas had won it the previous 2 years, and so anyway.
Last thing here, let's talk about 2024. We already kind of alluded, you're going to kick it off in January, Vado, New Mexico, then Casa Grande, Arizona, and then does your regular season, your WISSOTA Midwest season look like Midwest Mod and Street Stock again? What's kind of on the horizon for you this summer?
Well, I'm going to do the Midwest Mod, and I may, with the street, I'll race it a little bit, maybe at specials or if the Street Stock Tour comes to town. I really, really like racing it. It's a lot of fun, the Street Stock is, but I probably won't race it that much. I'll probably try to talk Parker into running it again at the Little Dream race. Because that's a little out of my league.
He's got to win that one year, doesn't he?
You can't take much shit or whatever, how you say that politely. But, where I don't really like, any getting tapped out of the way or helped out of the way kind of racing, I'm a little too old for that nowadays. Not that I can't hold my own, so I'm going to do the Midwest Mod. I probably won't do the Rebel Tour for sure. And I'd like to, there's certain tracks I'd like to get to that I hadn't been to. I'd like to do that deal they got out in Sheridan, where they got like a 3-day big Midwest Mod show. And then I'd like to get more to some of the eastern tracks. I'd like to get back to Mississippi Thunder. Oh, I guess that's not a WISSOTA track, but I'd like to get over in that neck of the woods, and I'd like to race Rice Lake one of these times, just because I raced it a long time ago when you had B-mods with the Little Dream, and I should have won. So it means I should have get back.
I think you should go back, yeah.
Get back. At least say shoulda, coulda, woulda. But anyway, I think the announcer put me to the back on a bad call. But I'm not sure.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah. It could have been the driver, too.
Very good. Well, shockerhitch.com, I assume, is where you want everybody to go as far as Shocker Hitch goes. But anything else you want the people to know here? We're early December. Everybody's kind of gearing up for 2024. Anything else breaking news or anything else you got?
No, not that I can think of, other than I hope to, looking forward to seeing people around. The nice thing about traveling to different tracks is you get to know a lot of different people and hear their stories, and they're, be interested to see who moves up classes and who changes classes and who is fat. It seems like in racing, unless you're Ricky Thornton Jr., you have really, really good seasons, and then you wonder what the heck happened. Is it the driver? Is it the car? Is it the combination? Is it the and so I'm just excited for the new year. I'm excited that I thought I went to the WISSOTA banquet this year, and it was a great time. And I know there was different things on. It was kind of long and all that, but it's always fun, seeing a lot of people from racing, like here at PRI, where you're not at a track, where you have a little more time to talk to people and those kind of things. So anyway, I'm just looking forward to another racing season. I'm glad to be able to that my health and my physical condition is good, because I've had some physical issues. When you get older, you can't. You got to be a little easier on yourself. So, yeah. Anyway, just excited.
There it is. Jamestown, North Dakota, Scott Bintz. Thank you, sir.